Of my media prime television here in Cameroon's economic capital Douala. My name is Fon Quinter. Now 3 men are currently under custody at the 5th police district in Guayaquil in the nation's political capital, accused of fabricating fake national identification documents. The suspects were caught after investigations carried out by elements of the 5th police district and presented to the press alongside gadgets they used in fabricating the fake national identification documents. Now, a tentative date for the funeral of Cameroon's first Cardinal Christian Toumi has been fixed for April 19 and 20, 2021. This was revealed by the Archbishop of the Douala Metropolitan Archdiocese, Monseigneur Samuel Klida. Cardinal Toumi died early Saturday, April 3, in Douala, Cameroon. Now, Human Rights Watch, an international non-governmental organization, has called on the government of Cameroon to review its strategy in protecting civilians in the far north against the Boko Haram Islamic group, which has been carrying out multiple attacks in the region recently. In a report, the NGO says since December 2020, at least 80 civilians have perished in attacks on villages and towns in the region, which has become the epicenter of Boko Haram's violence. The report cited some of the deadly attacks, including 14 civilians that were killed in Mozogo, including 8 children and 3 others wounded in January 2021. Now, President of the Republic Paul Biya has instructed the Minister of Justice and Keeper of Seals Laurent Esso to investigate funds allocated to the fight against coronavirus. The information is contained in a correspondence signed April 6, 2021 by the Minister of State Secretary General of the Presidency Ferdinand Ngongo. Out of the country, at least 15 people have died in a road accident along the Mombasa Road in Kenya's coastal region. A government official says about 20 others were injured following the early morning head-on collision involving 2 passenger buses. Eyewitnesses say the road section where the accident occurred has been under construction. Now, human rights group Amnesty International says coronavirus pandemic has brutally exposed and deepened inequalities around the world, with the most affected including refugees and migrants. The report published today, April 7, says there has been a marked increase in violence against women and domestic abuse due to restriction in movement. The report criticizes some world leaders for exploiting the crisis to launch fresh attacks on human rights, while the Philippines, Nigeria, Brazil, and India are accused of using the pandemic as an excuse for thoughtful policing. Now, 6 Southern African presidents will hold emergency talks on the crisis in Mozambique on Thursday. The Southern African Development Community has set the meeting in the country's capital, Maputo, who deliberate on measures to address terrorism. The presidents of Mozambique, Malawi, Tanzania, Botswana, South Africa, and Zimbabwe are expected to attend the meeting. Dozens of civilians were killed and at least 11,000 displaced after militants invaded Palma on March 24. Now, FIFA has banned Chad from global football until further notice over government's interference in running the country's football federation. The move comes after the Minister of Youth and Sports dissolved the Federation of Chad Football Association in March. An official statement from Football World's governing body said the Bureau of FIFA Council may lift this suspension at any time before the next FIFA Congress takes place. This ends the afternoon edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. The news was compiled and produced by EWANE NOLINGA. Stay tuned to more programs on the African Eye. My name is Fon Quinter. I meet again tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. on what's making news in and out of the country. Until then, goodbye and stay safe.